MGB has always been an affordable sports car, and you can enter the market with a rubber bumper GT for £3,000 or £4,000, moving upwards to sort of the holy grail of a chrome bumper, very early pull-handled MGB for 20 plus thousand, depending on its condition. People buy them for many reasons. The shape, the sound. You can always tell when an MGB is coming. An MGB to work on is fantastic. It's very easy, lots of space to work around and great support. In terms of bargains for MGB market, rubber bumper cars tend to be the bargain because you get the looks of an MGB. Chrome bumper cars are the most popular, but don't ignore the rubber bumper cars because they're also great fun.
So what should you be looking for and at when buying an MGB? What are the key areas you should be inspecting? And what are the key issues you should be aware of?
On an MGB, your first priority is structure. So sills, floors, chassis rails, suspension pickup points, because they're all very important, because they're also very expensive to put right if you need to. To check whether things are good, take a biro and start prodding around the underfloor areas on the sills. Any crunching, any flakes of rust that come out of the drain holes on the sills is a warning shot. Look for any pieces of welding that's been done. If you're not looking for a project, then any corrosion that is there, so when you're pushing away, if you can find corrosion in the sills, it's a lot of money to put right, so walk away. An MGB's bodywork is also very important once you've taken care of the structure. There are some meeting points where the wings meet each other at the back and at the front where they meet the bulkhead. There's some seams in there. Watch for corrosion. They often crack, let water in and can corrode. You can see corrosion bubbling up underneath the paintwork, and in some cases, if you check the boot floor, you'll see that moisture has come down and has started to corrode the boot floor where it's come in through the corrosion at the top of the wing. Look at the screen frame, make sure the glass is in good order. If you need to replace the glass, the screen frame does have to come out, and that's quite an involved task. Paintwork is also important because a respray is a costly affair. Making sure that if there are paint defects, they're as minimal as possible and you haven't got corrosion starting to bubble through around wheel arches, the top of the rear arches, and at the bottom of the front wing and at the bottom of the doors. MGBs are fairly solid with the mechanicals. However, engines can smoke, they can leak oil, and they can be noisy. They are the three sort of main elements of watching out for a worn engine. You'll see that it will be smothered in oil in the engine bay. You may find it dripping as well on the floor, so check underneath. The oil pressure is a good one to check on because you should be running between 50 and 70 and around 25 pound on tick over. Any lower than those figures, especially running along the road, then that's giving you a sign of a worn engine as well. When test driving the car, check the operation of the clutch. It should be fairly weighty. Make sure the clutch doesn't have a biting point very low to the floor. The MGB has a really positive gear change, so any slop in that can either be as simple as a bush missing at the bottom of the gear lever, or it could mean more serious wear in the gearbox. So listening for knocks on the rear axle and in the prop shaft. Make sure that when you brake heavily, you're braking in a straight line, it's not pulling to one side. Listening for squeals and squeaks, that can sometimes say you might have caliper or rear drum problems. With steel wheels, just look at the overall condition. With wire wheels, take your trusty biro and ping each spoke, and they should all sound the same. If you're pinging round and you get a thud, then that can be a sign of a loose spoke or two. Trim, while important because it's still an item that's going to cost you to replace isn't the be-all and end-all, so it's not a walk-away issue if there are problems. But look for good quality trim, the door panels in good order, the seat covers not ripped, not sagging, everything can be rebuilt. The beauty of an MGB is that there are so many modifications you can do to the car, from some people just put some stripes on it, to lowering it, to improving the brakes. You've got standard components and you've got a whole range of modifications that you can do, and we can talk you through what the modifications are, how to fit them, and the effect it will have on the car. So if you're looking to buy an MGB, it's a great idea to give us a call before you get too far into your journey, purely because we can give you some very good pointers of what to look for and what to avoid.
Hopefully these helpful tips will see you well on the way to enjoying your new MG. For more free pre-purchase advice, then simply contact the MG Owners Club technical team via the website or the technical hotline.